evening, boils and ghouls, and welcome back once again to Wannabe Reviewers Freaky Flicks. Now, the movie I'm going to cover tonight, in case you're wondering, the stop sign back there has nothing to do with the movie. I just happen to be, cleaning, and at some point I'm like, oh yeah, I own this, and I just decided to put it there for the time being. It doesn't have anything to do with the movie. Just thought I'd point that out because I just noticed it in the webcam, so yeah. But anyways, the movie I'm going to be covering tonight, going back to that, it's a movie that I actually saw covered over on Jared Buckendall's channel. He first covered the trailer, and he did like a reaction to it. Then he covered the movie itself like a couple weeks ago. Ever since then, I was just really interested in it. And yeah, I am of course talking about the Hulu exclusive, which I didn't even know Hulu had exclusive movies. But I'm talking about the Hulu exclusive Little Monsters. Now, Little Monsters, the best way to describe it, it's something along the lines of like a rom-com zombie horror movie, which I know it's really weird, but yeah, that's because the movie is just really unique. Basically, it stars this guy named Dave. Dave, is going through a bad breakup, and he decides to stay with his sister and his nephew. When he drops off his nephew at kindergarten the next day, he meets his teacher named Miss Caroline, who's played by Lupita Nyongo. And the moment that Dave sees, Miss Caroline, he falls he's infatuated with her. He wants to spend time with her. Since one of the dads, he kind of last minute, he dropped out of chaperoning the field trip they're gonna have that day. Dave decides to go along, and so basically, he goes along with the field trip, and along the way, they run into the child, music star, I guess you could call him, Josh Gad, and he plays this character called Teddy McGiggles, and he's supposed to be he's just supposed to be this music star that's dressed in green. He's supposed to be real child-friendly and stuff, and while all that's happening, and that, Dave's trying to get close to Miss Caroline, but Teddy McGiggles is kind of in the way, this stuff's happening, there's a zombie outbreak. And so, because they don't want the kids to worry, they're trying to get to safety, and they're telling the kids that it's all a game. And yeah, the movie just goes from there, where we see all sorts of crazy stuff. The best way to describe it, like I said, it's like a rom-com sort of thing. So I'd say it really reminds me, Jared said it, I agree, really reminds me kind of like Shaun of the Dead and Zombieland. It's a movie that doesn't take itself very seriously at all. Like, if you've seen Zombieland, you know that, in that movie, yes, they're fighting zombies, but the zombies aren't really much of a threat. It's people kind of just, beating them up and, kind of having a good time doing it. Same thing here, there's zombies around, but they don't really pose much of a threat, honestly. And as for, the rom-com part, I would say Shaun of the Dead is very much like a rom-com sort of movie. A big part of the movie is about Shaun and his relationship, and kind of how he grows up over the course of the movie. And this movie, too, it's about our main character, Dave, and him trying to get close to Miss Caroline, and kind of him dealing with, his past breakup and trying to see if he can get with her and that sort of thing. And so, yeah, it's just a very interesting movie, It's just, it's kind of hard to describe because it's just very, very different. I really enjoyed it. I think that, like I said, I like that it doesn't take itself too seriously. I thought there was lots of humor in it. I love Lupita Nyongo's character. She's both very warm as a kindergarten teacher. You can tell she cares about the kids, but she's also really badass, fighting zombies off, which is really cool. Josh Gad, his character is a character that you love to hate. He, like I said, he seems like he's just this kids music star, and he's very family friendly, and he reminds you of any star you've ever seen on TV, I don't know, I'm trying to think of, I'm honestly not too sure of it, but, any, Blue's Clues, I guess, right? Think of, the guy from Blue's Clues. He looks like he's like that. He looks like he's very child-friendly and very, chipper and upbeat. Then you see, he's actually kind of an asshole. He's, really selfish, and he has all sorts of, crazy crap going on. So seeing Josh Gad play that kind of character, I thought that was really fun. And, yeah, just the story of the movie, I like how, like I said, I like how the main character kind of grows up. It's all about him dealing with, going from one relationship, trying to get into another, but, Miss Caroline isn't really too interested because, she has her own stuff going on. And there's also this whole zombie outbreak going. in the background. And so, yeah, I mean, it's just this very interesting movie that I think is really funny. It has some heart to it, and it's just really unique, you know? Like I said, the whole fact that they're, like, lying to the kids, telling them it's all a game to keep them distracted, I think that's, like, really unique, you know? I've never seen a movie like that, you know, where there's just these kids in the middle of a zombie outbreak, and they don't know what's happening. I thought that was really interesting. When it comes to stuff that I didn't like, personally, there's not anything that I didn't like. I thought the movie was fine, but some of the music choices, I could see people getting really annoyed. Like, for instance, Lupita Nyongo's character, you know, Miss Caroline, since she's like kind of like a musician, you know, she has like a little ukulele to perform with the kids and stuff. She plays, you know, different songs for them, and one of the songs that they show in this movie a few times is "Shake It Off" by Taylor Swift. So if you hate that song, you'll probably, you know, not like this movie because of how they show that song a couple of times, you know? So that's the only thing I would really say I could see some people not liking. I could see some people not liking the music. But besides that, you know, I think it's a fun movie. I think, like I said, I think the acting was, like, really good. I thought that the humor was really interesting. I thought it's interesting, like, the premise of it and how it's kind of unique. And, you know, it's a thumbs up for me. I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. I wasn't expecting it. And yeah, like I said, it's a Hulu exclusive, which is really interesting because, I don't know, I mean, I've watched a few Netflix exclusives, and lately they haven't been that good, such as In the Tall Grass. So I don't know, maybe Hulu's just putting more effort into it. I don't know. But yeah, guys, if that sounds interesting to you, I would look it up. Like I said, if you enjoy stuff like Zombieland or Shaun of the Dead, if you'd like to see Josh Gad as this asshole, you know, kid star who has like a dark, you know, very vulgar personality underneath, there you go. This movie has that. And yeah, guys, that's my movie for tonight. Once again, that was called Little Monsters. If you get your hands on Hulu, I would suggest it. I think it's a lot of fun. Until next time, guys, you know, this has been Wannabe Reviewers Freaky Flicks. I'll be back tomorrow with another movie. Bye-bye.